Alrighty. Hey everyone, Jeffrey here from the cart, and welcome to a new stream. Q&A. Just a sec.
Carol. Oh, it's been peaceful here in the Five Worlds, or is it six? For a dragon's age, we now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000? What about this nasty Ganok?
Afternoon, my friend. I'm doing really good. How are you today? Sorry about the delay yesterday. I did want to apologize for the delay yesterday. Well, not really delay, at least from what yesterday's stream was going to be, but not happening. The stream not happening yesterday, just because there is I was under a tornado watch last night, and I'm so grateful nothing happened. But again, I had to not do the stream yesterday just because of it. I did want to apologize with that.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. 10 dragons in the artisan world, then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world. What about Nasty North? I'm going after him. Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
So yeah, just in case if y'all were looking forward to that, or well, yeah, just waiting for it. I did apologize for it, but thankfully on the community post, I did let y'all know too.
Where's Nasty North? I'll torch you.
Keep your horns on, Spyro. You have much to learn first. Do you know what I'm following you is doing? His name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
I hate to hear that you didn't sleep well last night, but at least you got some rest this morning. I can't believe this wake is the wake of Hotel Transylvania 4. Can we just mention that as well? Right? I mean, and also, I slept pretty good last night, too. I also slept pretty good. Not too bad last night, I guess I could say. I didn't have too much trouble. Not so much trouble. That's what I would say. But like I mentioned before, the wait is almost over for the final chapter of Hotel Transylvania is this week. This Friday. It is finally coming. Mark y'all's calendars. January 14th, this Friday. Hotel Transylvania 4 exclusively on Amazon Prime or Prime Video.
First, you must complete one of the other artisan lands.
Not theaters, but just Prime Video, where we get to see the final conclusion of the franchise of Hotel Transylvania. Another franchise coming to an end very soon, this Friday. The Hotel Transylvania franchise will be ending, and hopefully in a good way, with this movie.
Press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks, plummeting into prehistoric glaciers.
Oh,
But yeah, hopefully Hotel Transylvania 4 will end in a good way, with this being the final Hotel Transylvania movie. And in the conclusion to the franchise. Hopefully it will have a happy ending for everybody, and they'll be turning back into their monster and human form. Even though I could say Johnny not wanting to turn back into a human, because just from the trailers and promos, he likes his monster look. Which I could see that too. I could see at the end that Johnny not wanting to give up his monster form, because the reason why he is a monster to begin with is because he feels like Drac doesn't think he's part of the family as well. So that's the real reason why he wants to be a monster to begin with. So I could see there being a real big deal on the ending, I could say, on the movie.
Welcome to Town Square, Spyro. Begin exploring by gliding to that area with the bulls. Use the right stick to get a good look.
And yeah, there has been a lot of sneak peeks lately on YouTube. Lots of sneak peeks. And it's also not surprising with the movie just this week. So it's not surprising that we're getting so many sneak peeks and promos for the movie.
Spyro. I had the worst itch on the tip of my wing. Did you know that you get your longest ride by pressing the jump button at the very top of your jump?
And of what we've seen from the promos as well, apparently, the plot as well, not just the monster plot. Hi there, my friend. But yeah, the plot that of Hotel Transylvania is, of course, obviously them trying to get back to their normal selves, find the antidote, but also basically from some of the promos that we've seen, Drac is wanting to give the hotel to Mavis and Johnny. Yeah, basically give a new chapter to the hotel. So he wants to give up the hotel and give it to his daughter, which I like that. I like how that's what we are also getting for the plot. Which again, he doesn't always like to mention Johnny when it comes to that. Giving the hotel is, or giving away the hotel to Mavis is having to mention Johnny. Which that kind of also puts in the plot too of how he doesn't, or Johnny doesn't feel like he is a real part of the family just because he's not a monster. At least from Drac's point of view. I could see this ending in a good way. With it being the final Hotel Transylvania movie, I could see it basically ending in a good way. At least I hope so. At least I really hope so.
thank you for releasing me, Spyro.
But how are you today, my friend? Welcome.
By accessing the guidebook through the pause menu.
And it's going to be hilarious too, right? It's It's going to be hilarious just to see their reactions and their situations. The situation and chaos that they're going through of all the monsters getting turned into humans and Johnny enjoying his time as a monster. It's going to be very funny on Friday. I'm all right. Are you? That's good to hear. Are you going to be watching Hotel Transylvania 4 Friday? I've seen a lot of people as well. Speaking of Hotel Transylvania, I see a lot of people disappointed that it's not coming to theaters. I think it's okay. I definitely okay with it. Just going straight to Prime Video, which again, that's the only streaming service that you'll see the movie is Prime Video. But skipping theaters, I don't have too much of a big deal with that. Maybe that's just me. But I kind of like when movies and stuff just head straight to the streaming services. That's all right if you aren't. I'm definitely gonna see it just because it's the ending of the franchise. It's gonna be the ending of the Hotel Transylvania franchise. So I definitely want to see how it concludes, how everything ends for the franchise, how they end it. But yeah, I definitely understand if you don't, because not everybody, some people are not a fan of Hotel Transylvania, or they are a fan of the franchise, but just don't want to watch this movie because Adam Sandler ain't in it, which is also understanding that people are a fan of the franchise, but they just don't want to watch this movie because, it don't have Adam Sandler as Drac.
With that, for the longest slide, press the jump button at the top of your jump, and try pressing the action button to drop down mid-flight.
Thank you, my friend. I did see you telling him about that. I do appreciate that. But like I said, no matter what, I definitely can see that. Again, I'm definitely with you with that, and definitely good with that. I mean, who knows if I'm gonna say sing too. I like the first sing, and I wouldn't say it never needed a sequel. I mean, it's surprising it has a sequel, but I still probably will see it. I mean, it's not one of those movies that, like with Frozen, like I say Frozen didn't need a sequel, pretty much. I know, you'll probably think I'm crazy saying that Frozen didn't need a sequel. And that's why I've never seen the second Frozen, because I've always said it never needed such a sequel. So yeah, I never seen Frozen 2, and I probably never will. Because Frozen is just a movie that I just think it ended in a positive, good way, and just didn't need a sequel. But that's probably just me, though.
After you've freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger, it'll take you back to the artisan home. But
now it is sad and makes sense that Hotel Transylvania is ending with the Force movie on Friday. It is making sense because, a lot of movie franchises have to end once at some point, right? It would have to end at some point. So it definitely makes sense also that this is going to be the last movie and concluding the franchise. So it does make sense. And I can understand. I definitely understand with that. I mean, who knows if Toy Story is going to come back, right? Who knows if we're going to get like a Toy Story 5? I won't be disappointed if we don't. You know?
Sure.
I would honestly be okay if we did not get a Toy Story 5 because, hey, in my honest opinion, if I have to be very honest, Toy Story 4 ended in I would just say in a very good way that I think that's where it should conclude. Maybe that's just me because Woody finally back with Bo Peep after many years. Even though he is a lost toy now at the carnival, and which he never gets played with anymore because Bonnie mostly plays with Forky and the rest of the toys, and Jesse mostly. So I can understand with that too if we do not get any more Toy Story. Yeah, a lot of movies don't need sequels. Yeah, that I do understand with that. Yeah, again, a lot of movies didn't need sequels. I mean, people say Hotel Transylvania didn't need any sequels. Well, I see a lot of people said that Hotel Transylvania didn't need a third or fourth movie, but I'm glad that it has 4 movies, and they decided to end the franchise at 4. And again, like Toy Story, I mean, it didn't need a sequel, I wouldn't say, but or many sequels that it got, but I still liked it, and I still appreciate it. And Toy Story 4 is considered my favorite of the 4. And I could say Hotel Transylvania 4 being my new favorite when it comes to the franchise. Now, as for Despicable Me, we don't know if we're getting a fourth movie, right? We're not too sure if we are getting a fourth movie. We're getting a Minions 2 coming in July of this year, but as for Despicable Me, I'm not too sure. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't, or if we do. I mean, I guess you could say it kind of ended in a yes. Yes, it ends and with if you remember Drew just basically going off with Gru's ship and some of the minions going with Drew and Gru and Lucy saying that they'll give him a head start, and it just ends like that. Nothing much, nothing else really when it comes to the ending of it. And it also just basically if they have a good plot as well. If they got a good plot, then yeah, then it would be good. If they somehow have a plot that would work for the movie, I could see it. I don't know how I feel about that Toy Story 4 ending. Woody is a lost toy. Andy would be very disappointed. Yeah, I do get that too. I definitely do get that. At least Pixar is bringing Toy Story's spin-off movie, Lightyear, with Buzz Lightyear's human original story and a toy based off. It'll be whacked. Amazing. I can't wait. Oh yeah, it's coming this year. I definitely want to see that. A movie based on Wood, or a movie based on Buzz and his human form. That inspired the toy Buzz to come that Tim Allen plays. That the Santa Claus plays. I definitely want to see that movie this year.
Nasty Dog has put one of his most devious henchmen in charge of the artist world.
Bring him on. I think I smell a barbecue.
Be careful, Spyro. Toasty has many tricks up his
One thing I'm hoping for this year, and y'all know what it is, or if it could be two, one of them, Wumpa League, obviously. We need Wumpa League this year. That is definitely one of the biggest things that I need this year. We need Wumpa League to come out this year. And as for Spyro 4, we're not too sure about if Spyro 4 will also be this year. Again, that is hard to say. That is kind of hard to say with Spyro. If Spyro will be coming back this year as well. I would definitely love for Spyro to be back in his fourth installment this year, but not too sure though. My bad. Oh, I need to heal Sparks. There we go. I just noticed that I needed to heal Sparks. But yeah, I'm kind of a mix with if Spyro 4 will come this year or if it won't. Pretty much. Like, yeah, I definitely want to. I would love to see for Spyro to be in to come back this year, but again, not too sure. Right? Really not too sure exactly. It just again, it all's with activism. It all depends with if Activision will pull their act together. You know, it definitely depends if Activision will get back to their normal ways. I guess you could call it.
Oh, it's you. I wasn't sure if you escaped with annoying creatures. Of course, they wouldn't bother me, but you. Their metal armor.
That is true. He's not lost. Woody isn't lost anymore. He was a lonesome toy or cowboy. That is true. Which that's good to know too, that he's not lost. He is not a lost toy. Not anymore.
Spyro, want to know a secret? Use the action button when you want to zoom in and look around.
Oh, your secret's safe with me.
As for Ratatouille, that's a good question. Ratatouille, if it would need of a sequel, I'm not too sure. That's another one I'm not too sure on. Maybe, maybe not. It's another one that it's another one of those that I would basically be surprised too, because nobody would even think of a Ratatouille sequel or if it would ever happen. And also, I wouldn't mind a Ratatouille sequel if it ever did happen, but I'm not too sure. If it came to a Ratatouille sequel, I'm not too sure about it. Now, my dad wants a Wall-E sequel. My dad always says that he wants a sequel to Wall-E. That would be really cool to have a sequel to Wall-E. But like we've seen with Pixar and Disney, they haven't been making sequels lately. They've been really focusing on new projects. It's good to see, too, that they are not focusing on sequels, but they're focusing on new projects. At least they're not, again, they're just taking a break from sequels and bringing new stuff.
Wow, I see you've been busy rescuing dragons, Spyro. You may travel to the Peacekeeper's world if you like. Are you ready to go?
And again, I definitely like that too. And that's actually good that they're actually not focused on doing sequels for their movies, but instead doing new movies, working on new movies like Luca, and again, lots of examples I could give.
Welcome to Peacekeepers. Look how our treasure has been stolen and turned against us. Please, recover our treasure, Spyro.
Collect treasure. Got
I love this homeworld for one reason. I love the Peacekeepers homeworld for one reason. And y'all know what it is. Y'all know what the reason is for this homeworld of why I love it. Not my favorite, obviously, because, well, that goes to Dreamweavers. But y'all know it for one reason. And here, Come on, do it again. Sparks is in the way. Lifting up their flap. That's, again, one of the reasons why I love this homeworld is them revealing. So it like you mean it, Nork. Those Norks sort do know how to sew it, don't they? For real. They sure do know how to sew it.
Hey, Spyro. Sparks the Dragonfly has been doing a good job protecting you. Be sure to keep it strong by feeding lots of butterflies.
Oh yeah, I do remember you telling me about that. I never seen that movie though, but I've seen The Good Dinosaur. I've definitely seen The Good Dinosaur. I can tell you that, and that was heartwarming and very emotional too. The Good Dinosaur was very emotional. I could just say, but a real great movie. Definitely one of my other favorite Pixar movies that they've made.
Word of caution, boy. Wait until you grow big, like me, before charging those large enemies.
And again, who could not like The Good Dinosaur either? Who wouldn't like The Good Dinosaur? It does a lot of things right. I mean, I wouldn't hate anybody that if they didn't like The Good Dinosaur, but I'm just saying, like, who wouldn't like it? It's one of those things that when those movies or certain stuff that you would have to say, who wouldn't like it? Because it's good.
In the ice cave, armor make their feet very slippery.
Right? Like, it's one of those, really. When it comes to that, it comes to who wouldn't like. Just like there's certain SpongeBob episodes that I hear a lot of people say that, like, who wouldn't like it? Like Band Gates, for example. Who wouldn't like Band Gates, for real? Like, I would be so surprised if I hear anybody say that they don't like Band Gates. Band Gates is a masterpiece of an episode from the early days of SpongeBob, especially with the Sweet Victory.
Thank you for releasing.
Like, again, they would have to describe the reason why they wouldn't like the episode. If I hear somebody say Band Gates, if they did not like it, they would have to tell me why, because Band Gates is one of the greatest episodes that was ever made in the earlier seasons. So, I mean, for other episodes, like the post-movie episodes, I could understand. Now, if anybody liked Squid's Visit, I would want somebody to tell me why, right? Like Squid's Visit. If you don't like Squid's Visit, or if you like Squid's Visit, I definitely want to be described why, because Squid's Visit is downright creepy. Especially bring SpongeBob to his creepy standards. And also Pat Sitter Pat. if anybody likes Pet Sitter Pat, I would really want to know, because Pet Sitter Pat, Squid's Visit, The Splinter, One Course Meal is infamous SpongeBob episodes that people just despise and hate. Like, if anybody liked those episodes, any of those episodes, I want them to let me know why exactly they would like the episode, because I would be surprised, and I would want to get an answer as well. I would definitely want to get an answer of why they like it. Because those episodes, The Splinter, One Course Meal, A Pal for Gary, Pet Sitter Pat, Stuck in the Ringer, Choir Boys, The Cephalopod Lodge, they are the most hated SpongeBob episodes in the entire show as well. And you wouldn't hear anybody say that they like it too. If you see people talk about it, it's mostly in their worst categories, their top worst episodes of SpongeBob. And it's understanding too. I haven't seen The Good Dinosaur. It's a good movie. Don't forget about SpongeBob You're Fired. Oh, yeah. SpongeBob You're Fired was what most people would describe the most disappointed, pointless special. The most disappointed, horrible special to come out. And I can definitely agree. I don't like SpongeBob You're Fired. From the first time I watched it, I didn't like it because, and I can understand too from other people's saying of the episode. You have to agree with them because that special, just the idea of SpongeBob getting fired for no reason, just because Mr. Krabs, well, he's cheap. And for a really ridiculous reason too, just makes the episode really hated for good reason too. A good reason why the episode is hated. Another special that I don't like is Whatever Happened to SpongeBob. Oh boy, I do not like that episode. Definitely one of the episodes that has SpongeBob at its worst. Well, not SpongeBob as the character in the episode, but his friends, I could say. SpongeBob's friends, or like I always say, in my how I would rewrite. Which, if y'all want to see how I tear apart that episode, I really suggest that y'all say that how I would rewrite, because I just tear that special apart, like for real. I just do not like it. It does everything wrong. Not with SpongeBob, but what I would always call his friends with my doing my fingers. I would say. I like Bangates because it was sweet, sweet, sweet victory. Yeah. Oh well. Again, that was one of my classic childhood memories. I have a picture of me when I was little dancing to Sweet Victory. Well, you couldn't see the episode on it, but it was me dancing to Sweet Victory when I was young. So that is one of the episodes from my childhood that what I can remember the greatest episode from my childhood, Bangates. Especially with that moment. That moment alone, the Sweet Victory performance alone, says why Bangates is the most golden episode of SpongeBob in the Steven Hillenburg seasons. One of Stephen Hillenburg's really greatest work with SpongeBob.
What? Oh, oh. Thank you for releasing me, Spyro.
He will be remembered. Stephen Hillenburg will always be remembered. And I wonder what he would think about what the show is doing, especially with two spinoffs. One that he was involved in, and another, the Patrick Show. I don't think he had any involvement with the Patrick spinoff. So, who knows how Stephen Hillenburg would have improved the Patrick Show.
Dry Canyon rewards good gliders. You are a good glider, eh, Spyro?
I was born to glide.
Bangate and Chocolate with Nuts, I could say, is two of the most golden episodes of history, especially Sweet Victory at number one, obviously. But Chocolate with Nuts and surprisingly My Leg. Yeah, season 4 or season 11's My Leg, I have to put as one of the golden episodes
I thought I'd be stuck there
because
with those ugly
it
bugs
has.
in my head.
How can you
Those
not
birds
love
might
it?
look tough. They're
An episode all about the running gag.
just soft.
The running gag of the whole show having his own episode. Fred, right? Who couldn't love the My Leg episode? All about the running gag of the whole show. Centered in his own episode. It just makes it a real golden episode of SpongeBob. Especially in the very later seasons. And I even call it a golden episode myself. Like from the golden seasons, the early first 3 seasons. I call the My Leg episode is as good. It's just good of an episode. It definitely deserves to be part of the first 3 of how good it is. Just being centered around the whole running gag of Fred breaking his leg through the whole show. Now, another special people hate is Atlantis Squarepanis. And for one reason as well, for people saying that they got David Bowie to be, which he's a singer, basic, or I guess used to, but not when the episode was aired, obviously, but they got a singer to voice the King of Atlantis, and it's basically a musical, I guess, special, and everybody had a song except the actual singer himself, who never did, which I find pretty funny, but that's a lot of negatives I hear about the special. I mean, I don't say Atlantis Squarepanis was a downright terrible or special of a special, right? It definitely was decent to me. I mean, some of the patchy segments was pretty awkward, like again him hallucinating. I've seen SpongeBob as well, and again just in hunger as well in the desert. I definitely could say. But I know that there is a SpongeBob episode way worse than One Course Meal, A Pal for Gary, Pet Sitter Pat. Even the Splinter. There's a SpongeBob episode that is far more worse than the Splinter that never needed to exist. And that was from season 12, which I'm not even going to mention because y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. That I regret watching so much. And that is banned as well. An episode that I'm glad that it was banned. And for a pretty stupid reason, or not a well, that midlife crustacean has the stupid reason for it to be banned, but quarantine crab has a good reason to be banned, and I hope and I wish for it to stay banned as well. I wish for it to stay banned, but unfortunately, Vincent Waller clarified that one day the episode will surface and air. Sadly, it will sadly eventually air. He did say, but who knows when that would be, though.
How's a dragon supposed to play
Since everybody's still in a dead brain moment in the world, so who knows for sure. But sadly, the episode, Vincent Waller confirmed that it will eventually make it onto TV. Sadly, yeah, I am acting dramatic about it because I really wish it would just stay banned and become lost media because it's an episode that really did not deserve to be made. Even if you do pull out that it was made in 2019, forget that. It's an episode that was not needing to be made to begin with. Just because whenever I hear about the word quarantine or mask or anything, I get furious as well. I get furious and stuff. So, yeah, that's definitely. I mean, thankfully they don't wear those devil contraptions that I call it. But again, the whole name of the episode and what they're in, and them basically turning against each other as well in the process. I mean, it's great to see the health inspector. The only thing I could say that was great about the episode, only one thing, the health inspector from Nasty Patty making a return. The Nasty Patty, or the health inspector that SpongeBob Mr. Krabs thought they killed, making a return. And in a sad way. He had to return in a very sad way. In one of the worst, or what I call the worstest SpongeBob episode to ever come out and to ever be made in the whole show as well. Like no other bad episode could top this. One Course Meal. Even how bad that episode was, with its dark moment too, with Plankton. Quarantine Crab is far worse than One Course Meal, the Splinter, and A Pal for Gary.
Why don't you like there and find out?
It's just that terrible. At least for me. And of course, Mr. Krabs being filled with paranoia as well and locking everybody in the freezer. Even clarifying that he may have killed one of his own Navy buddies because he said that when he was mentioning about one of his Navy days, telling a story of where if anybody got ill, he clarified that he would just throw the sick person in the freezer. And even Mrs. Puff clarified that he did let him out when he was better. And Mr. Krabs says that I suppose somebody let him out eventually. So that comes to say that Mr. Krabs may have killed one of his own Navy buddies by never letting them out of the freezer when they were better. Which, yeah, Mr. Krabs clarifying that he may have killed one of his own Navy buddies by never letting him out of the freezer once he got better. And of course, plankton being used in the worst.
It's the highest point in Clifftown. You get to almost anywhere.
I mean, sure, he was
If I were
in the
you,
Krusty
I'd
Krab,
use that whirlwind over there.
right? But he got obliterated, like literally obliterated by the, some of the hazmat suit guys as well, like absolutely obliterated, like in flames, obliterated, so he wouldn't spread anything. And of course, at the ending is what makes the episode so bad as well. I mean, the whole episode makes it very bad, but the ending is just nightmare, y'all. And it's like it would be an episode that would come out at 3 a.m. Like, that's what I call this. Quarantine Crab is like an episode that would haunt you at night. That would come out at 3 a.m. Like, your TV would just randomly come on at 3 a.m. and Quarantine Crab would play and creepy music would play. That's what I image with this episode, is that it's a nightmare episode that will haunt you in your nightmares and make you never sleep ever again, too, of how bad it is. And I'm not going crazy like Mr. Krabs. No, I'm speaking the truth. And I wish and hope nobody would ever have to experience that disaster of an episode. Because again, forget all the utter make of episodes that were bad. This one just puts a poisonous piece of food, like somebody mentioned or said, I've heard, of very bad cherry on top, I would just say, or poisonous in my opinion, cherry on top. That how it claims with that. Oh, I'm so glad to get that out of my system. I'm always glad to get that out of my system when it revolves around that. When it revolves around that episode, that very stressful of a pain and eyes bleeding experience. Yeah, it's real great to get that out. And here's a weird, ridiculous thing. I see people saying that they won't, or they wish that they can see the episode. Like, why would you want to see an episode like that? I would rather that they just don't watch it. If I could just say, if I could say something, I could just tell them to stay away from that episode. Even if you download it online, which I sadly did. When I first saw the episode, I sadly downloaded it online, especially the English version. Which, again, I had to see that nightmare with y'all twice for some reason. I had to see it twice. Or I made myself watch it twice. And now looking back at it, I don't know why I did it. Here's the key. Gunner.
Well done, Spyro. Keep up the good work, and I know you'll fulfill your destiny.
Destiny? I just want to kick some.
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure.
Out. Out. I get slammed into the wall twice. Alright, Dr. Sound. When it comes to Dr. Sound, I just can't help but laugh at Dr. Sound when fighting this boss. Like, I just can't help it because he doesn't wear pants or underwear. You can just see his butt. That's what makes it funny as well. And I am surprised that they did not have to censor Dr. Sound, because could have been surprised if they had to censor Dr. Sound with his butt showing in this boss fight. I am glad they didn't. I'm so glad that they didn't too. I'm very happy that they didn't have to censor it. Sorry about that. I was praying. No, you're good, my friend. You're all good. You can never be sorry to do that. You can never be sorry to do that. Never.
So cool. You don't know what it's been like listening to him.
I would be scared to swing that knife like that.
You should watch his.
Like, that dragon is swinging his knife very close to himself, and I would be so scared. I would literally be so scared to swing that knife like that. I mean, I don't even like even holding a. All right, sorry about that. I just had to look at something. I was just looking at checking something. There we go. He sure does, and I would be scared. I would honestly be very scared holding something like that. I don't know how he could do it. I honestly don't know how he's able to do it, because I would be very scared to hold something like that. Like, I would say, no thank you. Like, I would just give it to somebody else, because I wouldn't be able to handle anything like that. All right, that's Peacekeepers complete.
I can't believe how fast you found so much stolen treasure. Hop aboard for the Magic Crafters World.
Wait,
Hop on,
I
Spyro.
thought I didn't realize that I wasn't even on the go to Dreamweavers. I mean, not Dreamweavers, Magic Crafters. Dreamweavers, Magic Crafters. Don't know why I keep saying Dreamweavers. Probably because I was talking about how Dreamweavers is my favorite homeworld in the first game. Maybe that's why.
Welcome to Magic Crafters. I want you to release the dragons, reclaim our treasure, and recover the eggs from those pesky blue thieves.
I love the noises that these things make. There's the green droids. Hello, hello, Spyro. Oh, he's laughing. Boink. He wasn't laughing anymore, though. He thought he could laugh at me, couldn't he? But he's wrong. Feeding Wumpa Fruits. Feeding the beast Wumpa Fruits. Whoever thought he would eat Wumpa.
Oh, Spyro, you're not afraid of those big, noisy, gigantic, awful beasts, are you? Of course not. Oh, good. I didn't think so.
I love how he just says, "Oh, good. I didn't think so." This week's Pizza Thursday, we complete the Rapid Cortex. Hopefully this week's edition of Pizza Thursday, we complete the Rapid Cortex. That means not next week's edition, but the week after will be Enter the Dragonfly, where we start Enter the Dragonfly, which will be the last Thursday of January until February. So we are almost to Enter the Dragonfly, everyone. We are almost to the infamous Spyro game. So if any of y'all have been waiting for me to say it, we're almost there. We're almost to the infamous Spyro Into the Dragonfly. And oh, am I ready for it? Am I ready for it?
Great work, Spyro. If you keep this up, you'll learn all the tricks of the magic crafter's world.
Remember,
that these
blue reefs are stolen eggs outside the magic craft this world as well.
Don't worry, I'll take care of them.
Remember that these blue reefs are stolen eggs outside the magic craft as well. Alright, that's all the gems. Oh, come here, you little thief. Get over here. Get over there. There you go. Men egg thieves can definitely can aggravate me sometimes. The egg thieves can. Oh, I got him.
When you see arrows like these, you can charge along with them to begin a supercharge.
Supercharge? Excellent.
Go ahead, try it.
We don't need the key to get the metal chest. Wow, I got the health, but I didn't get the... I got the life, but I didn't get that. For real. Take two. Yeah, I don't need the key to get this. There you go. They say you need the key to get it.
This portal leads to a special place where you can learn to fly. I remember when I was a young dragon, earning my wings.
Learn to fly.
My favorite speedway. Crystal Speedway. Or Crystal Flight. Again, Sunny Flight, Night Flight, Crystal Flight, Wild Flight, and Ice Sea Flight. How do y'all think of that? Those sorts that I made? Because I have seen some of y'all actually enjoying them, which I am very glad because they are really great. Ain't they? I definitely like getting the planes first. Or, yeah, getting the planes and then the chest. There you go. High caves. Oh no, the high caves. What I like to do is basically go through this part first, where the spiders are, and work my way through. Like, oh, I'm surprised I managed to clutch that and I get hit there. These spiders are so fast, like the warden. These spiders are acting like the warden, even though the warden ain't out yet. The warden isn't even out yet, and the spiders remind me of the warden in the wild update.
I hate those bugs. When I become big and strong like you, I'll squash them all.
Until then, remember that supercharge makes you invincible.
But yeah, y'all think so as well. And what do y'all think of those, especially one of the newest sorts on the channel? And can y'all believe that frogs can actually eat goats? Like that is ridiculous. In the wild update, frogs can eat goats. For real. I've made a sort on my main channel where I was showing that, yeah, the frog literally grabs the goat and eats it. That is crazy. Who knows if it's staying or not, but if it is, that is a crazy thing. Frogs eating a goat. It would seem like it's the other way around, wouldn't you? It would seem like it's the other way around, but no. It's the frog, a little thing eating a big goat. Like, for real. That is crazy. To think that a frog would eat a goat. Alright, before we go through there, or through the actual start, we need to go over here. Over to this area of the cave. And get rid of these spiders. Ouch. Oh, I thought I saw a comment. I thought I saw you say something. My eyes were probably just seeing something. That's what a lot of people would say about me. And really explore the high caves. And really explore the high caves. I hate this part right here. I always, at least once I always get hit here. At least one time I can always get hit here. I don't know why. Please do something about these green droids. They insist on moving everything in sight. I almost went for it. I almost went for the jump. Whoa, I was getting swung by. What am I missing? Oh! Hold up. I know what I'm missing. Again, I keep thinking you said something, but it said that it was deleted, so I guess you messed up on something. Hey, I mess up when I type stuff a lot. Or write something. I always mess up on that too, so I don't blame you. If that's the case, like you accidentally typed something wrong, so you had to delete it, then I definitely get that. I'm like, I always do that too. I always mess up with that too. I don't blame you with that. Alright, now we can go down here. And look, we don't need that key because the key's not there. Haha. We didn't need the key. And you, my friend, my delay with Star Command, you are a toy. You're not the real Buzz Lightyear. You're an action figure. You are a toy playing thing, lol. You are a strange little man. I love that part. I love that part of you are a strange, strange little man. And with the you are a toy part. Which, how could anybody not love that part? Right? How could anybody not love that part? Definitely one of the best lines of Woody and Tom Hanks. And Tim Allen. Ouch. I didn't even realize I still could have gotten hit there. I always enjoy this level. For one reason or another. This level is always enjoyable. Especially probably because of how I never thought you could get up here when I was little. Because in the original, I always wondered how I even get up to these enemies. Like I always wondered, and I never realized that there was an opening at the or way to get to there. You just had to turn to the left, and there is a way to get over there. Like I never knew that when I was little.
Use it to bash those wizards.
Like, I don't know why. I just never noticed that. I never knew that. Bash these wizards. Bash those wizards like you mean it.
Well done, Spyro. Thank you for releasing me.
It's just crazy to think of how crazy the supercharge can be. That's why I love treetops as well. That's why I love treetops because it all revolves around using the supercharge. It all revolves around using supercharge. That's all the eggs found. There you go.
Listen carefully, Spyro.
There's a secret area in the artisan's homeworld near the waterfall.
Try jumping on the stone there.
Artisan's homeworld? Waterfall. Sounds good.
All right. Blow hard. Time to face blow hard. Oh. Blow hard. That's a funny name too. Like I wouldn't imagine how if anybody called their kid Blowhard, like that would be one ridiculous name. Like why would anybody call anybody Blowhard? Like that'd be just one awful name to have. Like I feel bad for that person too. I would literally feel bad for that person. Okay, I think it's this one. Yeah, I think it's this one that you get the skill point for. There we go. Got the skill point. I know the skill point was there. It just took a while.
Thanks for releasing me, Spyro. You have no idea how long I've been trapped in Crystal. And, neither do I. Who are you again? I'm out of here.
Where do you think you're going, Blowhard? Where does Blowhard think he's going? There you go. That will conclude this stream. As well. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure all notifications turned on so you don't miss anything on my channel. And again, let me know in the comment section down below. Tell me what did y'all think about this Q&A. I'd definitely love to know.
Thank you, Spyro, for recovering so many of our dragon eggs. Hop aboard for the Beastmaker's world if you're ready. Would you like to go?
Yeah. Let me know in the comment section down below. Like I said, thanks. Bye.